to cover up crimes and get away with them. Scientology Celebrity Centers explained. Currently, there's one in LA, and they're building another one in Clearwater. So, what is the Celebrity Center? The Celebrity Center is a special church designated specifically for celebrities. So a lot of famous actors like Tom Cruise, John Travolta, they've received auditing in these facilities. They get a lot of special treatment, and they pay for it, and then they turn around and tell the media about it, because these people are all about controlling the media. So what goes on in these centers? Celebrities receive Scientology auditing to alleviate overts, that's what they call it, which is anything bad you've done in life to anyone or anything, per church rules, essentially, if that makes sense. So what does this accomplish? Scientology auditing aims to alleviate charge around certain topics, effectively allowing you to not feel about them and then feel like a good person in the end. Like I did enough good that the bad thing I did is okay. That's their logic. I promise. My dad is a Scientologist. How do they accomplish this? The severity of your overt determines the amount of counseling you need to receive. So why is this so dangerous? Scientologists are brainwashed to believe that the only way to feel better and I put this wrong, truly feel better about anything that they've done in this life and in past lives. This is actually their thinking. You must do auditing sessions. This is their logic. These auditing sessions cost thousands of dollars for normal people, but they upcharge in the celebrity centers. So the actual cost that they charge celebrities is completely unknown to the public. But they have people whose entire jobs it is to figure out how much money they can milk them for. So, yeah. And they're fully convinced that they have to, because if not, humanity is going to end. This is their thinking. For celebrities with millions of dollars in disposable income, this is pretty dangerous, because anything bad that they do, all they have to do is go to church, spend a bunch of money, and get a bunch of special treatment in this celebrity center. And then they'll feel better about it in the morning. They'll basically forget about it. Their logic is, if you do enough good for the church, then anything bad you did is okay within their society, because the church is going to fix everything else, if that makes sense. Danny Masterson. So this is a very famous case that's been getting a lot of attention in the media recently, which I feel like is why this is a good time to talk about these things. A lot of people have heard the Church of Scientology is deeply involved in the cover-up of sexual assault, not only against Danny Masterson, but a lot of famous actors especially. So all of his accusers were former members of the church. So he saw them as targets because he knew that because the victims were members of the church and he was a public figure, high-ranking, donated so much money to the church, so he's like the best person in the world, is their logic. The high-ranking members decided it was in their best interest to use as much of their brainwashing, auditing, to try to make them feel better. This is what they say, but really it's just to further the interest of the church. This is what auditing aims to accomplish, because they're very convinced that the church is the cure to humanity, because humanity is plagued. And Scientology is the cure, and L. Ron Hubbard was the messenger of God or something. And another aspect of this, why it's so dangerous, especially why it always happens within the church generally, is if you're so isolated from society that all of the people who you are allowed to communicate with report to people who want you to stay quiet, like you can't speak up. Like everyone around you will give you the most dirty looks. They'll look at you like they want to murder you. Like actually these people are very militaristic. They do this intentionally so they can control the media and reduce negative PR for the church. That's what they call it. I forget what it stands for. But that's it. I wanted to make this one a little bit shorter, but it's pretty easy to see how corrupt it is.